Good evening, Dean Nasr. Thank you for joining us this evening in Bologna. Can you provide an overview of the key challenges in the Middle East that are facing the U.S. administration at the moment?
So the most important of these is collapse of political order and chaos in large parts of the Arab world, from Libya to Iraq and Syria, which led to the rise of terrorism and ISIS. That has been defeated in Syria and Iraq, but it's still a big challenge is how do you put the political order back together. Second one is a growth in Iranian influence in the region, which has been facilitated on the back of the collapse of order in Syria and Iraq. Thirdly is that the U.S. is experiencing particular challenges with some of its allies, notably Turkey, which is a participant in the Arab world and in Syria in particular. And also very interesting and potentially challenging domestic challenges in Saudi Arabia, a succession crisis, economic reform, social reform, combined with a much more assertive foreign policy. And finally, the rise of Russian influence in the Middle East. In a very direct way, Russia has become a decider of the outcome of conflicts, of political settlements, and that challenges U.S.'s role in the region.
So you mentioned Saudi Arabia and Iran specifically. How has the U.S. policy towards Saudi Arabia evolved with the Trump administration versus its policy towards Iran?
So the Obama administration thought that after the nuclear deal, Iran had become much more neutral, much more amenable to participating in the region, and that there was room for Saudi Arabia and Iran to arrive at a settlement and to find a way to coexist in the region. The Trump administration has now subscribed to the Saudi view that that's not desirable and it's not possible, and that the two of them should put their shoulder to rolling back Iranian influence, putting Iran back in its box, so to speak, and then building a containment wall around Iran. So in that sense, it's a big departure from the Obama administration.
In your seminar, you had mentioned the Russian partnership, the developing Russian partnership with Iran. So could we say that the Kremlin is perhaps filling a void in the Middle East that Washington is leaving or has already left?
Well, Russia, without a doubt, has ambitions in the Middle East. It also has worries. It has interests. But it would not have been able to intervene in Syria in the manner it did, to become the diplomatic liaison for settlement of Syria, to build relations with Iran, to try to sit in between Iran and Saudi Arabia, had it not been for the fact that the U.S. has effectively withdrawn from the Middle East. Under President Obama, this happened by actively deciding not to participate in the war in Syria or have a say in the war as it unfolded. Under President Trump, that trend has continued in combination with a greater deal, more latitude that the Trump administration is giving Russia.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.